Hey, what's up, my friend? Michael King here, and welcome to the Church with No Walls Meditation Hub. This is a brief practice specifically for beginning meditator students. And if you're like a lot of other beginning meditator students that I've chatted to, you will be faced with this conundrum. Now, I meet so many people that are beginning meditation, and they quite often say, I'm not even going to try meditation because I can't control my mind. Or, meditation, that's not for me. There's no way I could stop thinking. And there's a massive misperception and misunderstanding in that. Meditation is not about controlling your thoughts. Meditation is not about the complete cessation of thinking. That might be an eventual outcome of a consistent meditation practice. But in the initial stages, if we try to stop thinking with overt effort, we're actually going to just get more and more of the thing we're resisting. You know, the way I often think about it is, would you put a fire out with fuel? Because if there's excessive thinking going on in the mind and we're approaching it with this effort and this resistance, trying to stop it with force, then we're actually going to perpetuate the thinking notion, because it's this energy in our body that keeps the thinking moving and going in a cyclical fashion. So, you know, this classic old axiom, what we resist persists. And so the key to slowing down the thinking mind isn't actually resistance, isn't overt effort, it's the sweetness of allowing. You know, we could describe meditation as the balancing of attention and allowing. And so if we can allow our thoughts to be as they are, allow the moment to be as it is, cultivate a sweet sense of allowing, and at the same time start to build attention towards something neutral, non-resistance, like the breath, for example, we start to fall into a gentle state of meditation, and without any effort, the thinking will slow down, the nervous system will relax, and your body will start to fall into its natural sense of equilibrium. That's the greatest gift of meditation. It's like the less you do, the more you get. And so I want to lead you through a short practice for about 10 or 15 minutes. And basically all you have to do is just sit back and relax and follow the gentle guidance of my voice. I want to make sure that you're sitting nice and comfortable. So if you need to pause the video and arrange a seat, whether you're sitting upright in a chair or you're leaning against a wall or you're on a little block or bolster like I am, just make sure that you're comfortable but your body is erect and your spine is long and straight. So organize a comfortable seat, and then we will dive into a practice based on the art and the power of allowing. Okay. So there are two ways in which we can start to get a little bit of a hold on our mind. The first one I've already talked about is the leaning towards allowing rather than force and effort. And the second one is through deliberate use of the breath. You see, when we harness and manage and control our breath, the mind follows suit. And I think rather than me going on any more of a rant about how and why that happens, let's just dive in and do the practice so you can get an experience of it yourself. That's going to be the most efficient way to get the message across, I think. All right. So here we go. Meditation on allowing. Once you're seated nice and comfortable, please close down your eyes. Okay, the first thing I want you to do is relax your belly. And once your belly is relaxed, you might feel or sense the breath naturally and easefully coming and going, which will cause the belly to expand and contract, expand and contract. And so just as a preliminary step into the meditation, we'll do a little bit of conscious breathing. So grab hold of your breath and make it a little deeper, a little longer, a little more smooth on both the inhale and the exhale. So lengthen out your breath. So you're the one doing the breathing. You have a conscious hold of your breath. And once you've got a conscious hold of your breath and you recognize that you can control the breath into nice, long, smooth, even streams on both inhale and exhale, add in a gentle count. So count 4 counts in, and likewise 4 out. 4 in and 4 out. Around about a second per count or thereabouts. In and out through the nostrils. And there might be a momentary pause at the top of the breath and a momentary pause at the bottom of the breath. That's perfectly okay. In fact, even invite a momentary pause. And see if, as you breathe, you can make the breath even from the start to the finish. So it's one consistent stream. So it's not jagged or rigid in any way. And also see if you can breathe in this way, 4 in, 4 out, without any stress or over-efforting. The meditation traditions say that if the breath is broken or rigid, then so is the mind. So we can use the breath smoothly, calmly, evenly to start to iron out creases in the mind also. As the breath has an instantaneous effect over the nervous system, which then affects directly the mind. So as you breathe and count and breathe, you might notice that by default you're having effect over your attention. As it requires your conscious awareness in order to breathe and count. And the breath is always happening now, now, now. So just a couple more rounds like that. Okay, and at the end of the round that you're on now, go ahead and take the breath down to just 2 counts in and 2 counts out. So half the length of your breath. So it becomes a little more soft, a little more easeful, a little more relaxed. Just 2 counts in and 2 counts out. But as the breath becomes more soft, more subtle, keep your mind wholly connected with that stream of breath in and out through the nostrils. Watch as the breath crosses over the bridge of your nostrils from the outside world to the inner world. from the inner world back out through the nostrils to the outer world. And finally, let go of the counting. As you place the counting aside, still keep your attention on the breath. And watch as, round by round, the breath falls into a natural and completely effortless rhythm. Previously, you were the one doing the breathing. Now just let your body breathe itself. Can you be aware of the breath, but just allow the body to breathe? So there's like a deep letting go. As the body relaxes and unwinds, and falls into a state of deep rest. But the mind is still alert and attentive to that subtle flow of breath. And in the same way that you are just allowing your body to breathe, if thoughts do pass through your mind, just allow them to be as well. You don't need to engage with the thoughts or sort them out or fix them or change them. Just observe as they come and go and change from moment to moment, just like you do with the natural breath. So there's a complete absence of resistance towards breathing or thinking or feeling. And this state of allowing is balanced with your attentive mind that rests on the breath. For the next minute or so, just continue to practice like that. I'll leave you silent for a minute or so, just watching your breath, and if your mind does wander, which at some point it will, just allow whatever distracts you to be exactly as it is, and when you realize you've been distracted, just bring your attention back to that gentle whisper of breath once again. Great work. Really good job. Please take a slightly deeper breath. And for a moment, just before we come out of meditation, bring your hands together at heart center and just bow your chin inwards. And just take a moment to acknowledge or connect with the incredible gift of human life. The gift of your intelligent mind, warm heart, and graceful source. And I hope that as resistance subsides more and more with each practice you do, your attention frees up so you can direct it towards the things that matter most to you. All right, please lower your hands and lift your chin and open your eyes and come all the way back. Thanks for practicing with me, and if you are a beginner meditation student, then I recommend you do a practice like this every day for a week, just to get in the habit of practicing and see what happens to your life as you practice consistently for a certain amount of time. And the other thing I want to say just before we wrap up is, when we first sit with ourselves in silence and just be, that's when we really get a sense of just how busy and agitated or distracted our minds are. In meditation, we call this the first noble failure, the acknowledgement and understanding of just how busy our mind is. So if you found that, that's good. Now you know, and you can understand why we practice. And over time, you start to build the faculty of awareness and attention more and more and get better at focusing as we lose resistance towards the things that usually distract us. So I hope this was helpful for you. Do it every day for a week, and I'll see you soon here in the Meditation Hub. Go be happy. Namaste.